Happy holidays, and welcome back to our 2020 holiday special, Mistletoe and Murder. As a reminder, this episode has an adult content warning. This game deals with sex, sexuality, and foul language. Listener discretion is advised. Last time, the Willoughbury College Christmas Party found their president dead. Alice and Holly stole away to the master bedroom while investigating and encountered a familiar voice. Conrad and Poe meet up and converse with the anxious teaching staff. But it's time for the teens to buckle down and figure out what's going on at Willoughby Manor. Holly and Alice, you walk into the master sitting room. It's just a very nice little room. There's windows facing the outside and some comfortable chairs. From inside the master bedroom, you can see like a flickering light, like there is a fire going in that room. When you open the door, not too quietly, you hear a colleague from the other room. Mr. President, is that you?
Do we recognize this voice?
One of you does, which is to say, Holly, you recognize the voice of your girlfriend, River.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Okay, Zach, I don't know why you're surprised. I knew immediately because Cody said in the last episode, a voice that's familiar. I'm like, it's River.
I didn't hear that part, the familiar part. I also kind of knew it was coming, but now that it's confirmed, it's pretty great.
So I think I said it last time that Holly had Alice's hand and was like pulling her into the sitting room. I think she was probably like going in for like a hug to get started. And then when she hears River's voice, she like freezes and turns around and stomps into the master bedroom.
When you stomp into the master bedroom, you see sprawled out on the giant, like, ornate four-poster bed, your girlfriend, River, wearing some very festive lingerie. When she sees you walk in the room, she looks immediately shocked and scared. Holly, what are you, surprise! Hi!
Oh. You want to explain yourself, River?
No.
You don't? You don't want to tell me what this is?
Surprise!
No, I don't think you get to do that.
Well, Holly, I can tell. Look, I can tell you're mad. I can tell.
Oh, can you?
Well, but the thing is, Holly, I met... It's not that... I don't want to say I met someone else because that makes it seem like I don't want to have met you anymore, and that's definitely not the case, Holly. Holly, you know I love you, but sometimes opportunities present themselves that you can't just pass up. And this was one of those experiences I feel like for myself, I needed to have.
Oh, opportunities came by? Well, you know what? I think an opportunity may have come by for me too. And Holly's gonna turn to Alice, and I'm gonna try and turn her on and give her a big old kiss.
Right, and then you're the only one who rolls that.
Yes, I think.
Here's a question though: was Alice gonna go along with this anyway?
Yeah.
Like, can you just auto fail? Like,
well, she could shut me down.
A lot, yeah. But the thing is, if she doesn't want to do that, a lot of game mechanics just have: if you want to fail, you can fail. Or like if you want to just let it happen, you can let it happen. You know what I mean?
I think this is how effective her turning on is, because even if someone says something flirty to you, it doesn't mean you're immediately turned on, kind of thing.
Yeah. Or maybe it could
so
be
the win. So if you get a 10, you gain a string on them and choose a reaction. Okay. If you get a 7 to 9, they can either give you a string or choose a reaction. So it's like the success thing is kind of determining. It's just determining like how much.
Okay.
Give and take there is.
So I rolled a 10.
Nice.
Good start to this.
So that means you get a string on Alice.
Yes, I have a string on Alice now.
And then you pick your response, Alice.
I will choose. I give myself to you.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time.
Unwrap this gift.
So you're kind of lost in this kiss.
Which one? Both?
Huh?
Said which one? Both?
Both of you are like lost in this kiss. You know, it's like high emotions. It's a passionate moment. There's firelight in the background. And Holly, you feel like a gentle hand on your shoulder and you turn around and River's there. She doesn't seem angry and she just whispers, you know, I don't mind if you have fun with other people. I just want you to know that I still love you. And then the door bangs open and in walks Madame Galacy, who looks very upset. Her husband has just fallen to his death.
And we're making out in his bedroom.
She's dressed in a very, she's like an older woman. She's dressed in like a very nice red dress. Her eyes are a little red. She bursts in and sees the three of you piled on top of each other, one of whom is wearing lingerie, and says, "What are the two of you doing in my bedroom?"
Wait, the two of you?
She says, "What are the two of you doing in my bedroom?"
Wait, did she know about this?
She says, "What are the two of you doing in my bedroom?"
I know what you said.
Sorry,
the two people in this scene are not responding.
This is totally a threesome planned.
Holly looks over at River. I don't know. Can I is there a way to see anything from looking? I don't know what this would be.
Okay, so I would say this is a moment where you cannot just magically infer the truth. You know the situation that has just happened. You can respond any way you wish. Does that make sense? There's not more information to be gleaned without a conversation.
I'm so sorry. This is your room. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll just be going. And she is gonna try to pull Holly along with her and see what unfolds when Mrs. Galacy sees River.
So you kind of start pulling Holly away, and then Mrs. Galacy kind of turns watery eyes to River, and she goes, "Dear, I have some terrible news. It's about the president. He's dead." And then, River just goes to pieces. She falls into Madame Galacy's arms, crying. Madame Galacy kind of looks over at Holly and Alice. "So would you like to explain what you were doing in my bedroom, or maybe it's just best you leave?"
I'm trying to think of what we can ask besides just leaving, because there's something to gain here.
Just ask, what the fuck?
Dang it, Zach, that was exactly what I was going to say. It was an appropriate question in this instance is, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, I'm stumped.
I think it would be a keep your cool roll, but I have to figure out a question about the situation that I can ask.
I mean, you can just talk to them. They're not throwing rocks at you.
Okay. Hey, wait. River, she knows about you?
Well, yes. Yes. She knows about me and her, ex-husband, I suppose.
Wait a minute. So, you're having
an affair with the president and his wife of the school, yes. Well, I guess not anymore.
I cannot believe that you are doing that. You were my girlfriend.
I still am.
No.
This was just an experience that you don't understand. He's so smart. He was so smart, and he really understood me, and his Madame Galacy's just so beautiful, and they took care of me, and they got to come to this, and that's why I've been missing dates.
I thought I understood you, River. This is not. No. This is a big thing that you've broken a big piece of my trust right now. I don't think I'm going to bounce back from this. I think you've broken a very big promise to me.
Madame Galacy looks at you now with anger in her eyes. I have just lost a husband, and I think it is time for you to leave.
So I would argue that River cheating on me is breaking a promise or a contract.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, okay. So I have a move called a fairy contract. When someone breaks a promise or contract made to you, take a string on them. When spending a string to even out the score and get justice on a broken promise, add these options to pulling strings. Basically, I have a couple options.
Okay.
A couple extra options. So I'm going to take a string on River.
Yeah, that's fine. Like betrayed.
Gosh, I want to do something. Like I want to use a string on her like immediately.
I mean, you can lash out physically. You can like slap her if you want.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's what she does. I think she stomps over and slaps her.
Yeah.
I am rolling great tonight, y'all. That's with volatile. So that's still at 11, despite me having a -1.
Wow. Double sixes? Dang.
Yeah, double sixes. So, I deal them harm and they choke up momentarily before they can react. And I'm gonna pull a string. I'm gonna add 1 to the harm I do to her. She really hurt me. So I am getting justice for my broken heart.
So you go up and slap her, and this isn't just like a regular slap. You can actually see little marks that you've left on her cheek where your like nails raked her face.
Oh.
And as soon as you do that, like, River reels back with tears in her eyes, and Madame Galacy stands up and grabs you by your arm and, like, shoves you out the door. And when she does that, you feel like a biting cold underneath her hands as she pushes you out the door. I don't know if this is technically an instance where you should take 1 harm. I'm gonna say this is an instance where you take 1 harm. Like, you have, like, frostbite marks on your arm.
Okay.
Out! The both of you!
You can definitely do better than her.
You say that out loud in this case?
Yes.
Who are you? Oh, yes. Are you saying that to Holly?
To Holly, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying that to to Madame Galacy, like...
Oh, to Mrs. Galacy, no.
Caitlin's about to get hit.
Alice has no chill.
I think Holly like rips her arm away from Madame Galacy and just like turns her nose up at her and walks, like grabs Alice's arm and at least gets him out of the master area. Well, that didn't go exactly as I was hoping for a number of reasons. Is something wrong with my arm? And she shows you her arm. I assume there's some kind of frostbite mark
Yeah,
on
it's
it?
like you can see like blistered cold or like slightly blackened skin where like icy hands touched you.
Yeah, Alice like runs her fingers over and says, "It looks like frostbite. Maybe we should warm up somewhere else." So we can go to another bedroom that has an adjoining bathroom.
Yeah, you can go to any of the bedrooms. None of them are taken yet.
Did that feel like anything you've felt before?
No, it really hurt. My hand's kind of stinging. That felt really good slapping River. She fucking deserved it. But no, when Madame Galacy or President, whatever her name is, I don't know anymore. When she grabbed my arm, no, it felt like, something really cold. I'm assuming she did something. She's probably not so mortal, mundane. I don't know what we call them. I'm a little huffy right now.
Can I gaze into the abyss?
What do you want to gaze into the abyss about?
Just, I don't know if it'd be gaze into the abyss or keep your cool. Just to find out, like, what type of being could do that to somebody.
Ooh. Trying to think of the right way to put this. I don't know that is something you could gain.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of the way that you would know that. And to me, gaze into the abyss is like...
That's like the past.
Yeah, and roll plus dark. So, like, you could see a vision of what she is, or, like, something like that, but it wouldn't be like, she is an X. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will also say that this does not ascribe directly to, like, a player's skin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I would say, okay, you know what? Gaze into the abyss. I think I have a way to put this.
Okay. Would it give me a sense of, like, what else she can do, maybe?
Yeah.
Or do you have...
Yeah, go ahead. I have a way to put it.
Okay. Plus dark. That is an 11.
Okay, you think back to the encounter that you just had where you saw Holly's arm get touched by cold or like, I want to say burnt, but that's not the right word, frostbitten by the cold hands of Madame Galacy. When you replay the events in your mind, this time you're able to see more than just like her very normal looking older woman appearance. Instead, now you see like almost ice-like skin, like a crystalline blue skin. Her eyes are opaque, a bluish white. Her hair seems like one solid sheet of ice as she grabs onto Holly.
So I think Alice is like running Holly's arm under water, like warm water, to try to help the frostbite and relays that information. I don't think Madame Galacy is a natural mortal.
No.
I think she's some sort of ice being based on what she did to you and what I saw in that room.
Yeah, I kind of got that impression. Holly reaches over and like pushes Alice's hair back behind her ear. You know, maybe I'm kind of wondering if maybe we want to see if maybe Poe and Conrad are here, and cuz I you know, my vision out on the terrace, I saw something kind of supernatural, and it turns out President Galacy's wife is supernatural, so I think we might be in over our heads a little bit.
Sure, we can try to find them. You want to lead the way?
So you guys leave?
Yeah.
You head out of the bedroom and start making your way back towards the balcony around the foyer. Conrad and Poe, what are you guys about? You've just finished having a conversation with Professor, or rather, I've been calling them Doctor, with Dr. Nickel and Vice President Ona.
So I think we stay in the same room but get a little bit of distance from the faculty. It looks like there was an argument that Dr. Nickel was having with another, I guess, faculty member. I've never seen him before. And then it looked like the president was running from something and fell backwards over the balcony and then promptly died. Did you get any information from Dr. Nichols or Vice President Ona? Sorry.
Nothing concrete from them. Dr. Nichols was more concerned with getting me to be in his next play. Not really something I'm interested in.
You do have a good voice, though.
Yeah, he wants me to do something less musical, and that's not really my jam.
It'd probably be awkward with Neil repeating every line 2 seconds after you did anyway, so...
We might be able to work it in if we get him in the play as well, but if he's in the audience, yeah, that'd just be awkward for everyone.
So, what do we do next? Do we want to keep trying to solve this mystery? Do we want to go get shit-faced? Do you want to smoke more? Cigarettes sound really nice right now.
You just had one.
I'm a little stressed.
Fair. Well, you said try to solve this mystery or get shit-faced, and I say why not both?
Now that is a good idea. Let's start with the shit-faced.
Okay, so, I just want to point out, the host of this party has just died. The alcohol is no longer freely circulating.
What?
Currently...
We're gonna find it. You try to stop us.
Vice President Ona is trying to set up, accommodation for everyone, is assigning rooms and the like, you know. So there is a kitchen you can go to if you want.
What about the wine cellar?
Or the wine cellar.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was in the basement. There's definitely a wine cellar down there.
Yeah.
And your posse is in the basement.
Some of them.
When do the girls want to meet up with us? Or when do you want to have the girls meet up with us?
So, I don't want to. It's up to you guys what you do.
Well, no, I'm just asking timing. If they see us walking down, I'm fine with
yeah, they can at this point if you want.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, so, Holly and Alice, you find Poe and Conrad talking in the foyer.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, hello, Alice.
Hello.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Santa bring you some more coal this year?
Only for you. Told me to pass it along.
That's not how Santa works.
What would you know? Never been
Everyone knows this. It's called common knowledge. Maybe you should get some. Or are you too busy sleeping with other people's brothers?
Okay.
As entertaining as this is, I think we have more pressing things to do right now.
Exactly. Alice and I actually found a lot going on. A lot, actually, of things happening upstairs.
Well, that's a relief, because Poe and I have kind of found jack shit.
We found out that the president fell to his death. I mean, that's a pretty big breakthrough.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like everybody knew that one, so good job on the mysteries, boys. We know that it's something supernatural. It looks like something might have startled him. Something like ghostly or spectral? I don't know anymore. And we also found out that my girlfriend has apparently been sleeping with the president and his wife, and that's its own thing, but the wife might actually be something supernatural too, because she did this to me. And Holly, shows her arm.
So you're saying you're single?
Yeah, oh, I am very single right now.
Poe, very non-casual, takes a step, goes to Holly's side.
I think Alice puts her arm around Holly's waist.
There is definitely a staring daggers.
More importantly, we found out that Madame Galacy is some sort of ice demon.
Well, that makes things more interesting. Oh, other news you guys have probably not heard. The phones are dead. We are stuck here until the storm passes. And no one seems to have cell service, so we're kind of in a pickle.
Stuck together until we can find the murderer, I guess?
I mean, I was going to say until the snow melts, but I don't see how finding the murderer helps us get unstuck.
I think at this point, I'm less concerned about... Well, I mean, okay, I'm still concerned about the murderer, but I'm also curious how many more people there are like us here. Because it sounds like there's more than we think.
I've kind of assumed that there were more around. I mean, we don't really talk about our powers to people outside of us.
Okay, Conrad, but there's not a lot of, stuff happening usually. So now we have supernatural murder happening.
Well, to deal with that, Conrad and I were about to go get shit-faced in the wine cellar. And then solve a murder.
That's the first good idea you've had, Poe.
I love it.
We go to the wine cellar, Cody.
Okay, so you make your way down through the wine cellar. At this point, like I said, you can see Ona starting to try to pack people into rooms and find beds, but that's kind of eventually just abandoned as there's enough places for everyone to sleep. This house is huge, and she's not that worried about it, but people are starting to head in the direction of turning in. It's past midnight at this point. You make your way down to the wine cellar. It's kind of in the furthest nook in the manor, aside from just a bunch of storage rooms.
Real quick, as we get back downstairs, that's when my crew or my gang's gonna join back up.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you go back downstairs. You had left Kim down there, right?
Yeah. And
you had sent us or Neil to go and look around upstairs.
Well, I sent Neil to the ballroom.
Yeah.
But then Steven also ended up in the ballroom.
Oh, okay. Neil's at the ballroom. Yeah. You find Kim and Neil talking to each other. Steven's not around.
So what'd you guys find? Anything interesting?
The people at this party are stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, we found things.
Care to elaborate there, Neil?
Yeah, I'm going to elaborate. You said he was on the main ballroom floor?
Yes.
Right, so there's a lot of people here. I noticed that Vice Principal Ona, she didn't ever come in the ballroom much. She seemed to be out taking care of things. Dr. Nickel kept going out to talk to her. And then other than that, the only people I recognized were Dr. Ram, Dr. Mari, and Dr. Noble.
Gosh, you just gave me 3 names I have to type down.
Yeah, there were 3 names. Dr. Ram, Dr. Mari, and Dr. Noble.
You didn't see Madame Galacy anywhere?
The widow? Nah, she wasn't around anywhere. We didn't see her anywhere. We just saw those 3 names. And then there were a bunch of students, but I didn't get all their names because I'm scared of talking to people.
You can't be scared of talking to people. That's Steven's gimmick.
I think Steven's just scared of everything, but that is Steven's gimmick. You're right. I'm not scared of talking to people anymore. You've convinced me. Kim says, "You're so convincing. We're all impressed by how convincing you are. Yay!"
Well, let's go get that wine now.
Yeah, alcohol's the best thing right now, I guess. That's what we need. Bye, Conrad, she says, as you guys leave and head towards the wine cellar. You push into the wine cellar. It's kind of a round room that's mostly dark. There's like one old-timey lantern hung up in the ceiling, casting like a dim light around the room. When you walk in, you see one figure standing already pulling a bottle of wine out and trying to get the cork out. It is Dennis.
Poe's brother.
Poe's brother, Dennis, yeah.
Hey, D.
He looks up and smiles. "Oh, if it isn't my two favorite people. Hi, Poe." He gives Alice a hug. "How you doing, Alice?"
He gives Alice the finger.
I'm just fine. You mind sharing that wine?
"Once I get this darn corkscrew out, I've never been good at this. Maybe you could give me a hand." And he hands the bottle to you.
I'll open it. Can I?
Yeah, you're able to open it. It's not hard. He's just stupid.
It's twist top.
Oh, the worst.
It's a metal twist top, and he's trying to put the corkscrew in and can't figure out how.
It's a metal twist top in a wine cellar in a mansion.
I was like, that's not no.
It says 2020 on it.
The only thing I can think of where is just like, it's a twist top on a boxed wine.
No, she gets it off and takes a big swig and then hands it back to him.
He starts just like guzzling with abandon.
Holly bounces over and like touches his arm. "Hi, I'm Holly. Big D or little D?"
I would say a normal size D.
Jesus, Mandy.
If this is the game we're playing, I'm gonna play the game.
I know.
But what are you fine-looking ladies doing down here? And is that the lead singer of the Con Radicals over there?
These are my friends and Alice.
Well, I already know Alice, of course.
I know you do. Eat shit and die.
So what brings you now, Poe? We've moved. What happened in our past? It can stay way back there. We're all adults. Anyways, what brings you guys down to the whiniest cellar?
I mean, looks like same as you there, Dennis.
What, try to drink away the knowledge that we're stuck in a creepy house with a probable killer? Yep, I think we're on the same page.
Poe finds a bottle of wine to open.
So, where were you when President crashed down? You see anything?
Yeah, no, I was in the library with Mara. We were talking about a research paper I'm writing for her. Real interesting stuff. Mostly about folklore, but, you know, also with like a modern take of how that relates to global angst. He says, staring off into the distance.
I know this is exactly what I asked for when I created my character, Cody, but man, do I hate him.
Can I...
If you say turn someone on...
I don't have a token on... I thought I had a token on Poe's brother.
Do you? If you do, you do.
I don't have it I have it written down that I have a token on Poe, not Poe's brother.
You have a token on Poe because we were a thing.
Right.
Do you want a token with his brother? Because if you sleep with someone, you get a token, right?
Yeah, she does.
And canonically in your backstory, you slept with him, right?
Yes.
I'm giving you a free token for that.
Okay, I'll change that, because I have a string on Poe, and then it says I have a token on Poe and Holly's girlfriend.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense to have a token on him.
Poe's brother, yeah.
Wait, what are tokens then? I assume you're talking about strings.
That's just for me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They're a specific thing for a witch. Yeah, it's a witch thing. If she sleeps with someone, she gets like a little item that she can use for magic.
They know about it, and it's cool.
So, real quick question. Does Dennis know about supernatural stuff?
I don't think so.
You don't know that. Unless Poe specifically has told him, you don't know his understanding of it.
Okay.
I don't think Poe has told him, at least Poe hasn't told him about himself.
Right.
The way I had it is Poe wasn't supernatural till after he was with Alice.
Oh, gotcha.
It was like a later development.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you wouldn't specifically know.
And he's had a falling out with Dennis since then.
Which, I was trying to rectify that in my head because it sounded like you were saying things that made it sound like you were pissed at Dennis, but then the way you initiated the conversation was very cordial, and so I was confused.
I think they're cordial, and when it's not, like, if Alice wasn't around, it would be more fine. But he's actively flirting with Alice in front of Poe.
Yeah. I think I want to use a token in a secret ritual to cast my Hex Ring of Lies on Dennis.
What does that do?
Whenever the person attempts to lie, they hear a piercing, ringing noise. Big lies will often make their knees buckle and disorient them. Severe lies can cause harm or even brain damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
As I said, Alice has zero chill.
Okay, you do that. What does that look like when you cast that spell?
So because I have a token, I don't have to chant in tongues.
Oh, okay, so you can kind of just do it.
Yeah.
So it's like a subtle thing.
Yes, yeah.
I'll say in your eyes, you can see like a burning ring around him with like, it looks like sharp needles pointed at him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like fiery pointed needles at him, but no one else can see that.
Okay, so I'm going to roll, and then that'll determine what happens.
Do you have to roll for that, or does that just happen?
I do. I have to roll to cast my hex.
Okay. What'd you roll?
I rolled an 8.
What's the...
So that means the hex works, but choose one. The casting does you 1 harm. The hex has weird side effects or trigger your darkest self.
What's your darkest self?
There's a little paragraph. The time for settling patience is over. You're too powerful to put up
I
with their
hex
garbage.
anyone who slights me. All of my hexes have unexpected side effects and are more effective than you're comfortable with.
I don't want to do that yet.
I was going to say the hex has weird side effects.
Yeah.
But I want to know if he's lying about where he was.
So the hex's weird side effects is kind of like, instead of it being, it will be painful for him to lie, but he'll also be slightly compelled to say the truth.
Okay.
Okay, that has happened, and
Okay.
now you can still talk to him.
So is research all you were doing?
No, of course not. I was having sex. But I shouldn't. Why did I tell you that? Shouldn't. No. Of course research was. Ow, my head. What did you do to me?
She, plucks the bottle of wine from him and hands it to Holly.
No, research is not all I was doing with Mara.
Do you see anybody else looking nervous, running?
In the library? No, we were in the library when we heard the crash. Just me and Mara.
When Alice hands Holly the bottle from him, Holly's gonna touch Poe's butt and then shake the bottle at him. You wanna go drink this somewhere else?
He definitely follows.
I don't like that they're leaving it. It makes it seem like they're ditching me with someone scary. Anyways, what else can I tell you? What's happening?
Maybe you should lay off the wine.
Right now, I'm drinking to cover up the fact that I'm terrified that I might get murdered by whatever murdered the president, because there's definitely still a murderer in the house. And also, Mara seemed real scared when she saw the body.
Why don't you come with us and take a look around in some of these rooms?
What am I supposed to help you find? I told you everything I knew.
Don't you want to come along for the ride?
No, not with you. You're scary, and I think that you did something to me. I can't stop telling the truth, and it's terrible. Every time I try not to, my head feels like it's on fire. Also, I'm supposed to be with Mara. I don't even know why I'm down here, but I wanted to drink.
Maybe you just had a bad bottle of wine or something.
I don't think so. I'm not convinced by that at all. He's still like an open book if there's any other questions you want to ask him.
Conrad, you got anything?
Did you murder him?
I didn't murder anyone. The only thing I did wrong was having sex with Mara.
Well, now I'm curious. Zach is curious, why is that wrong? But Poe's gone.
I mean, you can ask that.
Poe and Holly are gone.
Oh, I'm sorry, you asked that. I shouldn't have responded. Well, anyways, someone else can ask that if you want.
So Conrad is going to get a little smirk on his face and kind of knowing where this is going already. It's like, So what were you and Mara doing in the library then?
We were having lots of sex, which we should not have been doing. When we heard the scream, she was just getting dressed again. I still had my shirt off. We had not reviewed the research paper.
And what's wrong with that? Sex is great.
It is not with the vice principal or president of the university.
Oh, that's who Mara is.
Oh,
Would we have known that that was her name?
I don't think so.
Not unless you asked. She introduced herself as vice principal or president. Gosh, I gotta stop saying
We probably
principal.
would have known her name, though.
Okay, but like, I wouldn't assume, even if somebody has the same name as the vice president, I would not assume it's the same person.
That's true. Oh, that Mara. Gotcha.
Yes. Mara Ona, vice president of this university, I guess now president.
Oh, that is interesting.
It is. It is. Why am I telling you this?
So how was it?
Good. It's always really good. Intoxicating, you might say.
So you've been together for a while?
A little bit. Yep.
Okay.
She helps me with research papers. Ow! That's the lie we tell.
Did she seem off tonight beforehand?
I wouldn't say she seemed off beforehand, no. It's just she looked terrified when she saw the body, like more terrified than she looked worried, like, okay, do you know what I mean? When, like, there's the one thing of seeing a dead body. That's shocking and terrifying. She seemed like she wasn't exactly surprised to see the dead body, but was scared now that she had. She didn't seem surprised. She seemed worried.
In a, like, she's next sort of way?
That's a question for her. I don't know. The only thing I know how to do is have sex with her.
Well, maybe you know how to ask her questions, too. Let's go find her.
I don't think so. Okay, so you have to, like, try to convince him.
Okay.
So you have some options here. You can either try to, like, seduce him, or you can, like, I'm trying to think about the other way that you can do this. What's your other hex?
Binding. The person cannot physically harm others.
No, that's not super helpful.
I can do turn someone on.
Yeah, I think that would be what you have to try to do here.
Okay. That's an 8. So they can either give me a string or choose one of the reactions. I give myself to you, I promise something I think you want, or I get embarrassed and act awkward.
You can kind of pick.
Oh, I pick his reaction?
Or it says you pick, Cody.
Do I pick? I'm sorry, I'm confused by the wording.
It's you're picking how he reacts.
They can either give you a string or choose one of the reactions. I give myself to you. I promise something I think you want. I get embarrassed and act awkward. Oh, no. On a 7 to 9, they can either give you a string or choose one of the reactions. So you can either get a string with him or they give you one of the things. So you don't have a string on him, basically, is what's happening. So carrying forward, he's not attracted to you. Yeah. So he's just going to go with you. But he's not, like, attracted. Does that make sense? Like, moving forward, he's not, like, maintaining that attraction.
Yeah, you're doing the I promise something I think you want, which
going
is
along with it.
Help.
Yeah.
Go along and talk to Mara.
Okay. So I think she starts pushing him out the door, like, behind him by the shoulders, and, like, spanks him a little bit. And it's like, no, come on. We can go find her.
Conrad, what are you doing?
I'll go with.
Okay. We're going to switch back over to Poe and Holly. You go into the storage room, I guess?
Where are we? Are we going?
So I don't know how big the wine cellar is. I was literally just thinking it was, like, there was, like, shelves, of wine, or, like...
Oh, like rows or racks.
Yeah, like rows. I assumed we weren't going far.
Okay, that's fine. So you guys are just kind of, like, in the very back of the wine cellar in, like, a dark corner.
Exactly. And drinking. I didn't have anything specific to do here, unless we want to drink and, like, turn you on.
I mean, I'm cool with that if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to turn you on then from us sitting around and drinking. And Holly's just kind of mad.
Trying to get with anyone?
Exactly. Is it hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better be.
That's a 9.
Do you want a string on me, or do you want me to pick a reaction?
I think I want you to pick a reaction.
Well, what are you doing?
I think she kind of, like, pulls you away because she notices that, like, you're getting heated because of Dennis. So they're just, like, drinking. So, like, she'll take a swig from the bottle and then pass it off to you, and is just, like, cuddling up next to you. And then she grabs your thigh.
Are we standing or sitting?
Oh, I was thinking sitting.
Okay, I think I'll choose I give myself to you. Mandy's just getting that result from everyone.
I mean, that's the character. Let's do it.
I think, as you grab his thigh, he just, turns to you and, does a thing where he pulls you real close and then just gives you a really deep kiss.
Perfect. Yeah. She's kissing you right back.
They're making out hard.
Oh, yeah.
We're solving mysteries.
we're really solving mysteries. Yeah, I think there's a lot of tugging on clothes type of thing and making out.
Okay. We are gonna cut to Alice. Very hesitantly, Dennis is leading you up to the second floor to one of the bedrooms where at this point, like I said, people are starting to turn in. So we'll say it's bedroom 2. It's kind of a more secluded one. It's near the front of the house. He knocks on the door and says, Mara, I brought people here to see you. They said they wanted to talk to you. I told them maybe you wouldn't want to talk to them, but they said that I should. So anyways, I brought you people. The door opens. Mara's changed into pajamas, and she kind of has tousled hair and looks a little confused. Dennis, what are you doing here? And who are both of you? Hello.
Conrad's not making, he's not trying to do it to make a show of it, but he definitely looks her up and down.
So hi. Hello. Why did Dennis bring you to me right now?
We just have some questions about what's going on. Everything's been really strange, but you seem to be taking charge and have some more knowledge about what's happening. I was wondering if maybe you could shed some light on that.
Well, why don't you come in? I know you probably need to talk, and of course I'm here to try to make this time as easy on the students as possible. And she opens the door and lets you and Conrad in, and when Dennis tries to come in too, she goes, I found you a room over there. And she points to a group bedroom with other students piling into it and closes the door. She sits down on the bed and goes, now I know this is an upsetting time. What can I do for you?
I just have to wonder if you maybe know what's going to happen next. It seems like there's a killer, and Dennis seems to think you're really knowledgeable. And
well, Dennis is sweet, and that's nice of him to say. So he's not entirely wrong. And of course, we don't want to make a big show of this in front of all the students. We don't want to panic anybody. But given the way that President Galassi fell, it does seem unlikely that he just sprinted backwards towards a balcony, broke the rails, and fell to his death in his own house. Doesn't look like he slipped on anything. It looks more like he may have been pushed. We can't really rule that out. Unfortunately, we really have no way of contacting anyone in town to bring the police. And so I'm just trying to keep calm and keep people from running out into the snow. She kind of puts her hand on your leg and goes, I'm sure you can help me make sure that no one else takes off, because the last thing we need is students getting themselves killed out, in a frozen forest because they're worried about something that might have happened here. I'm sure if there was any malicious intent towards the president, it was isolated to him and not to all of us.
It's still a little disconcerting, though, if there is really a killer among us in the house. It's how can any of us really go to sleep?
Well, I can keep you safe. Don't worry. I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen this evening. And really, what other choice do we have? At this point, just pile the fires high and lock your doors, right?
I mean, what other choice we have? We could try to figure out who it is and contain them.
Well, now, I will say this. I don't want any students running around acting like little Sherlock Holmeses. I'm sure you're all very smart, but the last thing we need is one of you stirring up trouble and getting hurt. If there is a killer here, the best thing we can do is leave them alone and not instigate more violence. I know you're all very young. You're all very eager to have some adventure, but in this case, the consequence could be either of you getting hurt, and I just couldn't stand that.
Can I roll keep your cool to find out more about the situation? I
I
want to know what she's not, like, what she's worried about. Or, like, why she was worried and not surprised, as Dennis said. Is that too much?
So, keep your cool when you keep your
Real quick,
cool.
before this roll, at the end of that conversation, I just didn't say it fast enough. When she says that she like doesn't want the students getting hurt, he's gonna put a hand on her shoulder and say, I think I can take care of myself.
Well, you do both seem to be robust youths, but caution is necessary. So I think in this case, I don't think that's a keep your cool. I think that's either gaze into the abyss, or you can either gaze into the abyss or turn someone on. Gaze into the abyss will be to magically try to determine something about her, like gain some kind of like aura thing. Turn someone on would be like you try to flirt it out of her. Does that make sense?
Okay, I was wondering if I could do that, because like the reactions weren't. I guess I promise something I think you...
Promise something they think you want. Yeah.
I'm going to gaze into the abyss because my dark score's better.
Okay.
Well, that's good. It's an 8. The abyss shows you confusing and alarming visions, but you get your answer nonetheless. So I want to know what she's worried about and why she's worried, not surprised that the president is dead.
Gotcha. So when she puts her hand on your leg, you can feel like that tingle that almost says like not mundane, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain like electricity to these type of people that you feel when you're around like your friends that you kind of know.
Yeah.
So you feel that electric tingle of like her being something more than mundane, and the image that pops in your mind that's very upsetting is like witch burnings keep flashing through your mind as she's like has her hand on your leg. That just kind of keeps replaying in your mind these images of witch burnings, like she's scared of being discovered. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, because she's supernatural.
Yes. Well, you don't know. You know that what she's scared of is being discovered. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then you also said that she wasn't like totally mundane.
She is not mundane. You know that as well.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So I want to try to do something as well.
Okay.
Is she sitting on...
She's sitting on a bed, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go sit next to her.
Okay.
And say, how about this? We could be your eyes and ears around here and let you know if we find anything. And kind of like put his hand on her knee, trying to turn her on.
Okay. Roll 7 to 9. Or roll, yeah, not 7 to 9. Just roll.
I refuse to roll 7 to 9 because I rolled a 13.
Alrighty.
Well, I mean, I rolled really well and my hot is +2, so...
You are her type.
When you put your hand on her leg, she looks over at you and kind of like bats her lashes and goes, well, I can always use people, you know, keeping an eye out, making sure things seem cool, and also keeping me safe tonight. And she like leans in and kisses you.
Awesome. He kisses her back.
Alice, what do you do?
Push Conrad off. Try to turn her on.
I think she's gonna leave. The witch burning thing freaked her out and is not a turn on.
Oh, yeah, right. Specifically for you.
Right. Yeah. No, it's like, even if it's not really having anything to do with her, like not what you want to see before you kiss somebody. So,
yeah. And of course, Conrad would have no clue about any of this.
Right.
They
Exactly.
haven't talked about it yet.
So you kind of like awkwardly get to your feet and start shuffling back as like what was like a kiss turns into them making out, turns into them laying back on the bed, clothes are starting to come off, and you're just like seeing images of witches being burnt and backing out of the room. You open the door, like, as you start hearing moaning, and shut it really quickly and look over, and Dennis is standing there.
Oh, no.
Is Conrad not with you?
No, he's gonna... He's making out with Mara. Sorry.
Just straight out said it. God. Throwing me under the bus, why don't you?
Yeah, sometimes I can't keep up with her. She's kind of a lot.
Are you doing okay?
No. Every time I try to lie, my head hurts. Every time I think about the truth, I get dizzy. I don't feel good.
Well, we could go somewhere else and you don't have to do any talking.
That sounds nice.
So I think it's funny that I was the last person to try to seduce someone or be seduced, and then I succeeded first.
I don't know.
Winner.
I think actually Poe and Holly succeeded first.
We didn't see clothes come off in that scene.
That's because Cody cut away before we did.
Yeah, I think Alice and Dennis are going to find a different bedroom.
Thought you were going for a different F word there.
Okay, so for my own needing to know the future, are you like trying to make out with him, or are you just like nicely putting him to bed?
I think she'll make out with him.
Okay, are you guys gonna have sex tonight? Is that gonna happen?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your sex move?
She gets a talisman from him, or
I get a token. Okay. I used my one token.
You just get to continue torturing his poor mind.
No, he's cool with it.
Yeah, you really fucked him up there.
No, she's about to.
Yeah, so you guys just smash into the next abandoned bedroom, and we'll cut to black there and end the episode. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mistletoe and Murder. Monsterhearts was created by Buried Without Ceremony, which you can visit at buriedwithoutceremony.com to support their role-playing games about community, doubt, queerness, and the collapse of civilization. The music for this show is A Moment's Reflection from audiononics.com. If you liked this show, you can check out more of our actual plays at the Wandering Gamer Network's website or Podbean, as well as interact with us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We also post Let's Plays on YouTube under the channel Wandering Gamer Network and on Twitch under Wandering_Gamer_Network. Until next time, you better watch out.